Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This podcast will be called 3558. Then will the eyes of the blind be open and the ears of the undeaf unstopped. Praise God, everyone. Welcome in today's podcast. I will be talking about my struggle as a half-deaf human being. Warning, this podcast contains some sensitive topics, so please feel free to leave during the parts of the podcast. I will answer a bunch of questions asked by the students of VMT and some friends of mine. Please forgive me if I pronounce some names wrong or if I stutter. This is my first time doing such a thing. I am very excited to do this. So, a lot of these questions will come from students that were asked on a piece of paper. Some asked me by messages. So, it will take a little bit of a time to answer them all. Forgive me. I'm very nervous to do this, but there may be some repetitive questions, and that's okay. That's okay. Questions that are repetitive, that's fine. I will continue to answer them, maybe in different ways, maybe in different forms, but I will continue to answer the same question. And again, forgive me if I pronounce a lot of people's name wrong. I don't mean to do it, but forgive me. And yeah, every person that I have question from have given consent for their names to be given out here. So I will be giving everybody a different shout out separately. Forgive me if I pronounce some words wrong here. And yes, let's begin, shall we? So, number one, I will ask him, how difficult is his life as a deaf person? Naomi. So, being deaf honestly comes with its blessings, comes with its gifts. For me, I think I found more peace in being deaf than actual struggles, because there is points where like I can just go like mute it. I can just mute myself, like I can just mute everybody else, right? So I think it isn't that difficult. There are situations where, for me, as me doing theater, where I may not hear the director and I'm kind of slow, right? And I'm like, what did he say? What does he want me to do? Oh, how am I supposed to do this? So I think by that would be the only difficult challenge. Maybe when my mom wants to wake me up and I'm out there sleeping. And so, yes, I think there is like only 50-50 of how difficult it is to be a deaf person, of course. And yeah, so I wouldn't say I wouldn't say it's that difficult. So thank you for that question, Naomi. I asked a deaf person how long they've been deaf for. Rocco. I've been deaf, I think, pretty much since I was 5, 4. I don't remember, chat. I don't remember, guys. I think since, but let's just say I was really young, because I was really young. I didn't know what was happening at the time. But I remember, um, I was really sick, from what I known. But I remember I was really sick at one time, and I think that's how it spread towards me. I think that day I was sick caused me to have a lot of problems with my hearing. I don't know the exact details, but that's one of the things that affected it. Is what I mean. Do you watch movies or do you listen to music? In Manuel, forgive me if I said that wrong. Okay, honestly, I do watch movies and I do listen to music, but with movies, it's kind of different because I sort of had to put subtitles on, because I can't, like, if I try to blast out, even if I put my TV to a max volume, I would not be able to hear it correctly. And I would sometimes mistake a lot of the words they would say. And even when I try reading lips, I would be like, what are they saying? So, yes, I can watch movies and I just need to put it with subtitles. So I know some people prefer to watch it without subtitles, so it may be a little annoying for some certain people, and I'm very sorry about that, guys. Do you stress when someone wants to ask you something and you don't hear them well? This is asked by my nephew. My nephew, sorry. And yes, yes, you have no idea how much I stress when somebody wants to ask me something and I don't hear them well, because I have to be like, huh? Huh? And I have to get closer to them. I have to put my ear right next to them, like, what did you say? Oh, okay. So I'm very slow. I'm very slow on that. So yes, it is stressful for me sometimes, especially in moments where a play is about to begin, right? And then you, hey, you, I need you over here. I need you over here, and I have to be like, oh, what is it? What is it? I need you to do this, and I'm like, huh? I need you to do this. What? I need you, and then I'm like, okay, okay. And do I get tired of wearing hearing aids? This is asked by my sister. At some points, yes, because I hear more than I want to hear. I hear things that sometimes, look, people can be a little, so I have to hear some certain things I don't want to hear. And so, yes. And, but when I'm sleeping, I sometimes fall asleep with them, which yeah, like if my I hear louder, I hear loud. So if my nieces or nephew are playing out there, right, and I'm sleeping, I can hear everything. So I wake up to them. How do you get around safely without hearing your surrounding? You could get hit by a car and you wouldn't even notice. My friend Joseph asked this. This is sort of like a personal topic, like a personal story. But I once, as a little kid, before I found out I was deaf, before my diagnosis was confirmed that I was losing hearing, before we knew about it, I was actually almost hit by a car. But thank God, I praise God every day for this. But my mom was there to, prevent it from happening. But yes. How do I get around? I just simply follow everybody else. I just simply try to follow somebody else where they're going, right? And I'd be like, oh, okay, I know this way. Or I could ask for help. Or I could simply just keep in mind, okay, this is my classroom. This is my classroom. Okay, this is where I'm going every day for the uh, 6 months. This is where I'm going to be heading. So I try to remember the classrooms. That's a way I get around for school. And my personal life, my mom or my dad usually takes me, they take me to where I'm going. Or if there's somebody around, like, maybe uh, let's just say a police officer, yeah, that could be help. But I usually just ask like a principal or a counselor or a security guard or my parents to help me out on where I can find these classes or where I need to find a place. So that's number one. Thank you guys for those questions. We're gonna be moving on to part two. Menely Martinez asked me, wow, 3 questions. You guys could ask many questions as you want. Do you hear your alarm in the morning? Uh, no, I'm gonna be honest. I would say yes, just to. Oh, okay, he's responsible. No, I do not hear my alarm. And I actually miss school days because of it. So no, I really cannot hear my alarm, no matter how loud it is. Even if I put it with a speaker, I would not hear it. How loud does someone have to burp for you to hear them? If they ate Taco Bell, guys, if they ate Taco Bell and they burp, that's how much they would have to, burp for me to hear them. Do you hear when it's thundering? Of course, yes, thunder is really loud, guys. Thunder is loud, and I mean loud. So yes, I do hear thunder, and yes, sometimes I get scared and wake up to them. All right, we got Kayla on here. Deaf person thingy by Kayla. So she asked 7 questions, which, wow, thank you to her. Because remember, even after this video ends, feel free to ask more questions. Even after this video ended, it doesn't matter, guys. Just feel free to express your opinions of, oh, can I ask you something? Can I ask you something? It's completely fine with me. It's just don't ask something offensive, okay? All right. Can you hear things at a specific frequency or not at all? Again, when I talk in my voice, right now I have to speak very loudly because I don't know how different people can hear my voice. For example, if I can try to speak loudly, right? But people, that would be the normal volume for speaking, right? So people would be like, oh, I can't hear you, I can't hear you. So I have to speak louder, right? Like screaming, basically. Well, I think I'm yelling, right? And they're like, oh, okay, thank you. But sometimes I have to speak very loud, very, very loud, that to a point where they think I get angry. And I'm like, no, I just try to adjust to your level. Because, and especially in the VMT, especially in the auditorium, I have to speak very, very loud because the auditorium sort of like a little bit far away from everybody else. Like, from, if we go this way, we go this way. I had to speak very loudly. So, yes, I had to make my voice a little bit louder, because I think when I talk, I think my voice is loud enough. But for others, they're like, I don't know, man. You sound like you're whispering. So, I think I hear things at a certain point. Do you know sign language? At the current moment, at the current moment, no, but I am studying it because I never got the opportunity to learn American Sign Language. So no. And how long would it take you to learn sign language? I think I think I should get it in under like 6 months because I had practiced some hand signs before and I was able to pick it up very quickly. So I think on the 6 month is how long it would take for me. Do you find it difficult without hearing? Again, not really. I don't find it that difficult. Not, yeah, I don't think I find it difficult. And no, yeah, like I got into my struggle. I've been blessed by God to have hearing aids. I've been blessed by God to have my needs met. But I am also trying to be responsible for my actions. So I try to be careful with where I'm going, where my classes are. I try to remember everything. I try to take care, especially nowadays, since I'm a director directing a play. I try to take care of actors, right? I try to give them lessons. I try to, I try to relate to them. So, is it difficult even doing all of this? Yes, there would be points because I'm also an actor in the play itself. So there is moments where I'm like, oh, like why can't they hear me? How loud do I have to be in the play? Are they gonna be able to hear me? So there is moments, and then sometimes I think of the bad memories that happened to me when I was a little kid. Like I was bullied because I couldn't hear well. So yeah, like yeah, I find it some moments difficult without hearing. Do you listen to? How do you listen to music? This one, I don't think there's really an answer to this one, but how I listen to music is just play the music. If I can't hear it, then I just pick it up more up and up and up I can until I can hear it. But sometimes again, like with movies, I have to know what they're saying with subtitles. I have to be like, what did they say? What did they say in the music? What? Did I hear that correctly? So sometimes I have to learn subtitles. How do you communicate with people that don't know how to do sign language? Honestly, I try to read lips, and if I can't understand them, I would just simply type it out on my phone or my computer, or write it out on a note, and I would explain to them what I need or what I want to ask them or what I want to talk to them about. And yeah, so yeah, that's how I talk to people. But let's see. Number 7. How is it a day? How a day in your life being deaf? Now, really, now it's just peaceful. Like I get to do, my work in comfort. I think being deaf was a blessing to me, especially that I get stressed really easily with, oh, I have to do this, or I have to do this, I have to finish that, or I have to do over there that. I think being deaf, like without hearing that much noise, and when I have to do something that's really stressful and I get to do it on my own time, just without any noises disturbing me, I think that's a blessing. I think that's something that I really like. So thank you, Kayla, for the questions. I really appreciate them. So yeah, thank you. We got Ray on here. Can you understand things clearly? Do you hear ringing? Yes. Sometimes, sometimes yes, I do hear ringing in my ear. Like, sorry if that's annoying. Like, yeah, I hear that, and it is annoying. It is annoying, but at the end of the day, what can I do about it? Just wear my hearing aids, and my hearing aids also make a ringing noise. So yeah, it's just, yeah, I do understand. Like, I do hear ringing. Can you understand things clearly? Again, not really. Maybe yes. Sometimes, depending on if I can read their lips or if they could get closer to me. And sometimes I sit next to the teacher, right? Not next to them, but right near them, so that I could hear them. When they're explaining the lesson. Even if I'm right near them, I'm like, oh, can you help me out on this? I don't understand this type of lesson. Oh, I didn't understand this. Can you like assist me more? So I understand some things. Most of the times I understand what you are saying, but there is moments in difficulty where I don't understand what you're saying. So Ray, thank you for this question. Oscar, all right. Are you actually completely deaf, as in you can't hear anything, or is it more of a muffled kind of noise? Okay. When I was a child, my hearing was basically going lower and lower and lower to a point where I almost reached deafness level where I couldn't hear anything. But by God's miracle, I was blessed to not go to that level. But as time went on and I officially got hearing aids, my hearing started picking up again. But then at one time my hearing just stopped leveling up, like just stopped at that certain level. So no, I can hear people, I can still hear everybody. It's just not at the same level as other people can. Just like, for example, my mom can hear pretty much loudly everything. My mom can hear everything. My father cannot. So my mom, like, the way she hears everything, she can hear everything. I mean everything. So as soon as I come like out of school, right, and I whisper something to myself like, "Oh, school was so bad," she'll be like, "Why? Why was it bad?" So yes, like my hearing is not as complete. It's not the same as you guys. Is what I mean. It's more lower down. But there is a point in my life where my hearing was really bad, like really bad. I mean. All right, we got AM on here. AM. How how do okay, sorry guys. How do tell if someone is behind you? Reflections. I think reflections or I don't really know cuz at the end of the day I can't hear footsteps unless they're wearing like boots or like they're walking on really like on metal. I mean, not on metal, more wood. So I wouldn't know if somebody is behind me, which is a huge disadvantage. Like, because what if that person's trying to do something and I wouldn't be able to hear them? But I can't see. I can't see. So I would be able to see the reflection. Before getting hearing aids, what do you think was loud? What would I consider loud before I got my hearing aids? Trains. I think trains were pretty loud. Um, yeah, I think trains were pretty loud. Let's see. I think fire. I For some reason I thought fireworks were really triggering to me. Like, oh, what is that noise? What is that noise? So fireworks were really loud for me. Let's see. Let's see. I think that's it. I never really or no, yeah. Sometimes crowded people like if there was an event going on and I didn't have my hearing aid, I think that was loud. I think that was loud enough for me, especially now in theater. Sometimes I have to take off my hearing aids because I have to be right next to the speaker to help them out. I have to be taking care of the speaker, but sometimes they can yell into the microphone, and I would consider that like why are you screaming right next into why are you screaming into the microphone? But that's school spirit. And then something when they're playing music and they blast it all out, I'm like, oh, that's so loud. But thank you, AM, for that question. Those two questions. Now we got Victor. Okay, I don't understand cursive. Okay, guys, I apologize for that. If you zone out and someone is trying to get your attention, what are some ways the other person can get your attention? They can, if I zone out, I usually don't really zone out. I'm always aware of what's happening and I try to care for others, like if they're zoning out. But if I zone down just in any moment, the only way the person can get my attention is if they tap me or they grab me by the shoulder, like, hey, you okay? That's a way they could get my attention. Another thing is if, like, I mean, if it's only now in my room, they could just turn off the light and I'll be like, what happened? Or, but if it's in school, they could just like tap my table. They could tap my, sorry, okay, that moved the screen. Or they could just tap my shoulder. I think that would be really fine. Okay. Thank you, Victor, for that question. Gi, okay, I'm so sorry if I pronounced this name wrong. Forgive me. Giara? Yeah, Giara. Okay. How fast did you learn sign language? Again, I'm currently trying to learn it, but I think 6 months would be that time where I would be perfectly fine with talking sign language. Just in case of anything. Okay. So I got more questions here. Wow, thank you guys. Have you ever tried driving? If so, how do you do it? Are you ever scared? Also, do you get offended or annoyed by people who use their phone to talk to you? I never driven before. I never driven before. The only thing I ever driven was a dirt bike. That's the only thing I have really driven. But was I scared? Yes, because not only was it my first time driving, but what if I didn't hear anything? I didn't drive it on the road, of course, but what if I didn't hear anything that was happening, right? Like, so was I scared? Not really, but only because I didn't. This was my first time driving something, so that was the only reason I got scared. And do I get annoyed by people who use their phone to talk to you? No, not at all. If people can look, if people can find a way to communicate, I think that's perfectly beautiful. So if people can, text me or people want to, oh, can I type something to you so that you can read it? Yes, you can. You may. And there's many ways people can communicate with me. Like, so if they want to use their phone, that's totally fine. Was it hard learning sign language? Not right now. Yes, it is kind of difficult learning it because, like, it is one of those things. Like, huh? Oh, what does this mean? What does it mean? But when it comes to doing the actual like hand sign, no, not really, cause no experience here. But I watched a bunch of Naruto, so I kind of learned how to use fingers, right? Because of Naruto doing all the hand jutsus and all of that. So that really gave me that experience of how to okay, maybe I could really do this. How does it feel being deaf? Honestly, not that bad. Nowadays, not that bad. You get used to it. You accept that this is a miracle. You accept that that it happened. Hey, it happens. And am I grateful for it? Yes, because there's moments of life where I just enjoy the peace and the quiet. And yeah, so praise God for that blessing. How do you hear police sirens from afar? I don't. I actually do not. Police sirens have to be like today. A fire drill just happened. Today is October 8th, so a fire drill happened, right? And the alarms started coming in, like the firefighters, and I heard them because they were really close. They weren't that far. So, how do I hear the police sirens? No, I cannot hear police sirens from afar. It would have to be somebody telling me, "Hey, police is coming." Oh yeah, did you see the police car over there? So no, I wouldn't be able to hear them. Were you born deaf? Okay, I think this was yes. I think this was more of a genetic type of thing. I will get to that a little bit later because somebody else asked me the same question, so I want to combine that question. So, thank you, Camila. Thank you, Alexandra. Forgive me. Thank you, Nicole. Thank you, Anna Lee, for these questions. Now we're going to Casey. Were you born deaf? I don't think I was, but at the end of the day, I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Okay, Anna Lee asked another question. Can you tolerate annoying kids? Okay, nobody is annoying, guys. Nobody is annoying. Some people are just more expressive than how others are. So nobody's annoying. But if I'm in a class where everybody just, yeah, so my boyfriend, oh yeah, my girlfriend did this, oh, so I did this, and during the summer, oh yeah, and everybody is talking. That's not a problem for me. That's not a problem for me. If possible, I could just put on my headphones and boom, or I could just take off my headphones and just there, because again, nobody is annoying, and again, I can't hear everything, guys. So yeah, I can tolerate annoying kids, as you call it, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. Cien- Cientago. I'm so sorry. Forgive me if I pronounced your name wrong. I don't mean to. Do you ever wish you can hear? There is moments where, and when I was a child in elementary and middle school, I wish there were moments where I could hear. I wish I was like other kids, right? Because I was bullied for it. Oh, he's so weird for wearing that. Oh, you're so special. Like, not special. Like, oh yeah, you're special, Ed. Like, there were moments where I felt like, dang, I really don't belong here, guys. Like, I don't want to be a part of this school anymore. I want to go home. I want to, just play video games. I want to cry. So, yes, back then there were moments where I really, like, why? Why do I have to be, like, cursed with this? Why was I cursed with them? So, yes, there were moments back then, especially in middle school, where I was like, and sometimes I still like, oh, sometimes I wish I had the hearing of other people, because my teacher can tell me this, and if I don't do it because I didn't understand, I would feel really terribly sorry, and I would be like, oh no, I feel really horrible, like I didn't hear them. And sometimes, remember, I don't tell I'm deaf to anybody, like, because I feel like I have to be silent about it. But today I will be proudly admitting that I am a deaf person, and but there is moments where I keep it to myself because I am afraid that will give me a disadvantage, and I'm afraid that people will see me as a freak, or like, oh yeah, you can't hear. I don't want to talk to him, and so yeah. So sometimes I do get scared, guys, and I hope that you know that not everybody is the same. Not everybody can do everything the same as you. Everybody is different. Not everybody has the same ability as you. So please be grateful for what you have, is my lesson. All right, now we're going to my phone because I got even more questions on my phone. And so yeah, sorry, remember? Okay. Let's see. Does your mom had to yell extra loud to tell you that dinner is ready, Jacob? Yes. Not only does she have to yell loud when dinner is ready, but she has to yell to wake me up. Like, to wake me up, like, because sometimes I lock my doors. I don't know why. I just lock my doors, but she has to knock like really loud to just get me out of bed. Or sometimes if I leave my door open, she just turns on the light. But yeah, she has to yell my, especially when I'm wearing my headphones. She has to yell really loud just to get my attention to come eat. So yes. In the movie A Silent Voice, how did you relate to Shoko Nishimiya Mia? Forgive me if I pronounced that really wrong, guys. Forgive me. And this question was asked by Janelle. I really love that movie. I think that movie was a good representation of a deaf user, of a deaf person. So I really related to where she was getting bullied and where her hearing aids were like getting like destroyed. I really relate to her character. I ended up enjoying the movie. I ended up watching this movie in seventh grade, and for in middle school, for such a young kid, I found happiness in such a movie, and especially at that time, I was getting really into anime, and so I would really consider this movie really good. I really heavily related to her character, so especially in the bullying parts. The bullying parts were really relatable. Sorry, I can't hear my voice, so you may hear me saying things wrong. Has it been? Oh yeah, Stephanie. Has it been passed down each generation? I don't know my entire family like that, but yes, it's been passed down to my grandma. Then my father had it, and then it got passed down to me. But I think it got kind of worse when I got sick, really sick, when I was a young kid. So I think that sickness kind of affected it even more. So yes, I think it been passed down by genetics. And no, I don't blame them. No, I don't get mad at them. It's just one of those things that happens in life. Not everybody is perfect, guys. And yeah, I don't get mad at them for it. I'm truly grateful that I got this, blessing. It's not a curse. Nothing. A disability is not a curse, guys, because it makes you stronger. It makes you find more ways. Makes you more creative. So yeah, I think it's been passed down almost every generation of my family. Is there, Sarah, sorry. Is there like a ringing sound or something like that? Again, yes. Yes. Like, there is ringing noises sometimes where I do really get really annoyed, especially in the middle of lessons, like especially in theater. But, like, oh yeah, guys, I'm gonna need you to do this. I need you to spread out. And then, like, and I'm like, oh, teacher, can you repeat that? Sorry, I had some ringing in my ear. And can you explain that again? So sometimes I don't tell them. I sometimes just pretend. Like, sometimes I just go along with it and follow their footsteps. Like, oh, okay, I have to do that. So that's how I found my way. Because I like to take care of my own responsibilities. I like to take care so that I don't put pressure on anybody else, or I don't make anybody feel like, oh, they have to do this. Or I don't like to put people doing something they don't want to do. So I like to take care of my own responsibilities. Wow, we reached 31 minutes. Wow, I wasn't expecting it to go that long. And okay, how did it happen? This was asked by my brother. Okay, how did it happen? I really don't know. Again, to this day, I never will know how it happened. I think it's mostly just because it's genetics and that day that I got really sick as a kid. So I think those were times. That's mostly how I think it happened. That's from what I know so far. Was it hard learning sign language? Amory. Mm, so far, again, no, it's still not that difficult. And okay, so I just got asked. I always wanted to ask a deaf person what it's like to be deaf and not being able to hear nothing. What do you hear, or like, do you just hear nothing? What do I hear? Take it. Okay, I hear ringing. I really hear ringing. So I hear a lot of ringing sometimes. So that's what I hear sometimes. But I hear mostly. I'm not completely deaf. So I don't know what other users feel. But from what I know, deaf, like when you go completely deaf, you don't hear anything. So that's how it is for other people. And but for me, I just hear sometimes, like, I hear everything. Like, I hear, almost everything, not everything, but I try to hear everything, but I don't hear, I guess, how to say I don't hear, like, I don't hear anything. I hear pretty much normal, like, like, there's nothing in my ear. Is that's what you mean? Just my hearing aids. So, but what do I hear when I wear my hearing aids? What I hear when I wear hearing aids is I hear everything gets louder. I sometimes hear ringing from my hearing aid telling me, "Oh yeah, you need charge. Oh no, you're taking. Oh, is it on? Or hey, it's falling off." Because my hearing, as soon as it starts to, like, oh yeah, it's falling off, like it starts to, I guess, tangle. It's like, hey, your hearing's about to fall off. Your hearing is about to fall off. So it makes this noise, this ringing noise that. So that's when I know, oh, something's wrong with my hearing aid. So that's when I hear. Sometimes when I wear my hearing aids. Let's see. I think I got a little more questions asked. I need to find that paper. I don't know where I left it, guys. Forgive me. Okay, I found even more question. Forgive me. This is my first time doing such a thing. I am nervous, and I kind of gave somebody's name out there. And so shout out to Alina, and yeah, for that question. And I kind of gave somebody else's name, and I'm very terribly sorry if I gave out your full name out there. Okay. Okay, what is his name? Anna? Anna. Anna. Okay, Anna. Anan. Sorry, forgive me. Okay. How do hearing aids work? Without it, are you still able to hear a little? How does American Sign Language work? Do you spell words letter by letter, or are there established signs for words? Okay, so American Sign Language works by words being turned into how to say, into hands sign language. So yes, there is an alphabet for sign language. From what I know, there is alphabet, but there is words. There's for every single word in the American, language, English. There is words turned into sign language. So yes, that's how American Sign Language works. And how do hearing aids work? Okay, for every hearing aid is, I think, works differently. But for mine, what mine does, it gives me a boost up on audio. So I can hear right now. I'm not wearing them. I'm wearing my headphones. So what I hear is, I my volume is down, so I have to speak very loudly into the microphone. When I wear my hearing aids, I hear extra loud, like louder to where I think my mom's level of hearing would be. So, or where my brother's level of hearing would be. So I would be, as soon as I wear hearing aids, my level of hearing would be catched up with other people, like like normal hearing, like if you can understand that. So Anna, thank you for that question. Okay, let's see. Let's move on to. Okay, I don't know how to pronounce this name. Uh, Daisy or daily or daily Odes. Okay, I'm so sorry. I will. I think it's O'Daily or Odes. In another life. Okay, I really love this one. This is really like a movie. In another life, do you think or wish it could have been different? Yes, guys. In another life, I hope the other universe of me is enjoying their life hearing normally. I hope that they're enjoying their life hearing normally. But in this one, nah. In this one, I'm really, really blessed and grateful for having this disability. But in another life, I hope nothing bad happens to other people. In another life, I hope the other version of me is enjoying his life. And yes, so in another life, I wish it was different for the other version of me. And I actually really love talking about different universes. Cause there's a song that I really like, "The Universe Infinite" by Noise MC, and I really like it. But yes, in another life, I wish it was different for my version of myself and others who are going through struggles. And I pray and I wish everybody is going through a good time right now. Like I hope nothing bad ever happened to somebody. I hope everybody and everyone on this planet Earth and is enjoying their lives right now. So yeah, I do really wish things were different in another universe, but in this one, I wouldn't change a thing because those challenges got me through everything. Those challenges taught me morals and lessons. So in this one, I wouldn't change anything about it. I think my life right now, the way I have everything set up, I wouldn't change a single thing about it, guys. I wouldn't go as far to change anything. And I do not wish to be like anybody else. I wish to be my own person. And I'm very grateful to God. Jesus, thank you for this blessing, this gift, um, this blessing, really. So, yeah, I think in another universe, I hope he's enjoying it, having the ability to hear everybody else. So, thank you for that beautiful question. I really ended up liking it. Okay, Marlene, can you read lips? Yes. Yes. Sometimes yes. Sometimes yes. Because if the person is speaking too fast, I'll be like, huh? You need to slow down, chat. But yeah, I can read lips. Sometimes I can read lips. And okay, I need to move my mouse. I don't want to get kicked out of the game. And yeah, and I hope you guys like the setup. I hope you guys like the avatar. My name is Wisdom Kitty. But yeah, can you read lips? Of course. Thank you, Marlene. Okay. Oh wow, she actually asked multiple questions. What's the best perk of being okay? What's the best part? The best perk of being hard of hearing that a hearing person would never guess. Okay, sorry if I don't understand this one. That's sort of my grammar. What's the best perk of being heard or hard of hearing that a hearing person would never guess? I think really the worst perk, or I mean the best perk, is that I don't have to hear sometimes some things like, guys, sometimes in classes people can say some negative things, sometimes to me, sometimes. And I think if I don't hear them, like, if they're bullying, especially in elementary, if I don't hear them, yeah, like, yeah, that's one of the best perks of not being able to hear. And what's the funniest or most confusing thing you ever misinterpreted from reading someone's lips? Um, there were moments where people would say inappropriate things. They would be talking about some inappropriate thing. And when I'm wearing headphones and I can still read lips, I'll be like, okay, that's, guys, I don't want to hear about that. I don't want to. I'm just gonna look away and pretend I never heard any of that or saw any of that, because I can read lips, guys. And yeah, I've been asked some goofy questions, and I've been asked multiple goofy questions, right? And then I'm like, can you repeat that? Did I read your lips correctly? And so yeah, is it frustrating for you having this disability, and how do you cope with it? Honestly, I don't cope with it anymore. I don't cry about it. I don't get mad about it anymore. I accepted that I'm forever going to be this way, and I truly, again, thank God for it. And so, no, it's not frustrating, not anymore, since I already accepted it. It's only frustrating when that I don't get to tell people about it, because again, I'm really afraid that people will see me as a different person, or people will see me as, oh yeah, he has this disadvantage. But now I'm not afraid to speak up about it. I'm not afraid to speak up for those who are afraid to speak up. But this is mostly just to speak up for those who cannot speak or those who are afraid. And I will tell you this one thing right now. Do not be afraid to be yourself, guys. Do not be afraid to be yourself. Is what I would say. Do not be afraid, and do not judge others for what they have. They were born like that, guys. Nobody is different from anybody else. We're all human. We're all humans, guys. And yeah, I want to make a little reference in there. We are not horses. We are humans. And by Gihan, so yeah, we're all humans, but we're all, made in the image of God. So please do not make fun of anybody else for what they have. All right. Thank you, Marlene, for those questions, of course. All right. All right. And I think this one's going. I want to give a shout out to Mia, another deaf student at BMT, and she was heavily one of the biggest inspirations on why I wanted to do this. Like, as another deaf user, another. Sorry if I say deaf user, but yeah. So let's see. If you can't hear the person speaking to you, how do you ask them to repeat? And if after a while you still can't hear them, do you completely give up? How do you feel about this? After a while, if I can't hear the person speaking to me, I just try to pretend like I know what I'm doing. Like, I just try to play along. Like, I just pretend to act along. Like, yes, yes, of course. Do you sometimes? Yes, I do ask them. Can you repeat that? I couldn't hear the question. And sometimes they're like, it's because you're like not paying attention. Oh, you're on your phone. Oh, you're on doing this. And I'm like, no, I just, guys, I couldn't hear you. So it kind of frustrates me. It kind of, that's the frustrating part. That people think I'm always like not paying attention, even though I am. I'm just not able to understand the question. If and if you still can't hear them, do you completely give up? Yes, yeah, 100%. I completely give up. Like, I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna do my own thing. I'm just gonna go along with what I can. And yeah, like, yeah. So I want to thank Mia again for this being a very big inspiration for this podcast, because as soon as I was, and I want to thank my law enforcement teacher, my correctional teacher, for giving me this opportunity and giving me this chance. And I want to thank everybody here Sorry if I forgot to pronounce somebody's name or if I pronounce somebody's name entirely wrong. Forgive me for those. And I will try to do like another project of doing another podcast. And again, I'm very terribly sorry. Again, I will apologize for this before the podcast ends. I will apologize for those names I said wrong. And forgive me if I forgot somebody's name. And yeah, this is a first time thing. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this almost half an hour. I mean, not half an hour, but a 45-minute video. And it's really exciting because for a long time, and it was a blessing because I was telling God the other day I wanted to start a podcast. I wanted to do a podcast, right? And I know I will one day. But the teacher gave me this opportunity. God gave me this opportunity to do it, to get an experience, to learn from it, to set up on it. And yeah, as a deaf person, what I really want to do is blood spatter analyst. Blood spatter analyst. I really wish to work in the forensics field. And sometimes in law enforcement, I can get kind of like confused because, oh, how do I use this? Like, for example, handcuffing. When we learned about handcuffing with Mr. Castillo, it was kind of difficult to me to learn it because I'm like, oh, how do you use the key, or how do you put it on, like on somebody? Is it facing me? Is it like, and so yeah, sometimes it could be difficult depending if it's physical. Also for acting, it could be really difficult for me. And especially doing the physical part because there could be like, oh yeah, I need you to do blank because I wouldn't be able to hear what do you want me to do. So I just try to improvise. And yeah, I want to thank everybody. If you watched the entire video, thank you for that. Honestly, I really, God bless you. I really appreciate you being here. And yeah, like again, this is my first time doing such a thing. I hope to do more of it. I hope to do more projects. And I want to thank Martin High School for this. Once a tiger, always a tiger. But I also want to thank the other schools. Sigaloa, I think that's how you say it. Forgive me if I say it wrong. I want to thank Nixon for this opportunity too, because and VMT, of course. I want to thank VMT for giving me permission, and I want to thank them for giving me consent for to ask a lot of people from different schools like what would they like to ask a deaf person. So I want to thank every school, Laredo LISD. Sorry if I said that entirely wrong, but yeah, like again, and I want to thank everybody who was, like I want to thank Jacob a lot. I want to thank my parents because those guys were really excited for me to do this project. And I want to thank my teacher. I don't know how to say her name. I'm so sorry. My correctional services at Martin for giving me this blessing, this opportunity. The original idea is that I was just gonna write like a boring essay, like about a celebrity who has a disability, like a boring essay. But the teacher was willing to give me like she was like, you can do it based off yourself, right? And I was like, really? And then that's when I got the idea of doing the podcast in the video. So I want to thank her for, and I want to thank her for that. Really, like it's such a heartwarming gift, and I want to thank God for this really blessing, this beautiful gift that I got to do. And I want to thank Jacob, of course. Jacob, one of my best friends that gave blessings and prayers to me before I started it. Because guys, this isn't easy. Because not only sometimes you can talk to somebody in podcast, but for my first time, I'm doing it by myself. I have like you could like yeah, it's pretty much me alone. And yeah, so yeah, I kind of have to just look at the camera, like not the camera but the screen, and I have to look at papers. I have like a bunch of like papers right now, and I got to answer them all. I don't know how many questions there were there. Some of them got repetitive, and that's totally fine. But if you guys want to ask me something, that's totally fine with me. But yeah, I think I will end the video just in a bit. I just wanna, I wanna tell people how grateful I really am for this opportunity. And I wasn't expecting the video to go 40. It's about to be 50 minutes, because I'm just truly grateful, guys. And I wanna thank a lot of my people from the past. that really inspire me to do this. Cause there's some, we lose friends, we gain friends, and there's a lot of friends I lost along the way. Not anything bad, but just along the way, like like arguments and everything. And I want to thank them for, because they would be proud of me doing this. And I got the idea mostly of a podcast from my friends, because when I talk, guys, and somebody probably fell asleep to this. This is probably considered ASMR to somebody, but when I generally, I like to talk. I like to talk a lot, even as a deaf person. Even if I can't pronounce those words right, I like to talk. And nobody should be afraid to talk. But I really like to talk. I like to yap, as they call it nowadays. I like to yap to somebody like, oh yeah, 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 yeah. So I like Naruto. Oh no, I like watching Dexter. Oh no, I like to learn something at school. Oh, I like to learn history. Oh, I like to learn forensics. I like to learn science. So yeah, like I like to talk a lot, and so having the idea of doing a podcast where I can just talk about anything, my interests, and I hope to meet more people that like the same interests as me. I really would appreciate people that like the same thing as me, or if they want to introduce me to something new. Like for example, there's many things, many new music. For example, I like Weezer, and I just got introduced to them a 1 year ago by one of the best friends that I could have. And if it wasn't for her giving me a lot of things that, for example, like Weezer was one of them. She gave me Weezer, and and to this day they're still my favorite band. They're still my favorite band. So yeah, yeah, like I like to talk about my favorite things, and if people want to talk to me about their favorite things, yeah, I like doing this. Feel free to express what you want to express. Be out there in the world. The world, yeah, it can be cruel, but there's moments in life, there's moments in the world where it could be beautiful. There's moments of where you could truly be blessed. So do not be afraid to express what you really like. Do not be afraid to come out like, with this, like, hey, like, I really like this. How was that? How was that quote? We live only once. We live only once. If you want to ask that person out, talk to that person, be that person's friend, if, or take risks. Take risks. If it doesn't work out, this job doesn't work out, or this opportunity doesn't work out, find another one. Never stop. Never stop. Keep going until you find the right thing for you. And yeah, do not be afraid. Never be afraid. Never be scared to do what you want to do. If people don't support you, if people don't like what you do, okay. Okay, not everybody is gonna like you for what you do. Not everybody is gonna like the same thing. But something that you should never do is force it upon others to like it. Like, oh yeah, I like this. Yeah. Oh yeah, you're so lame for liking that. No. You should like what everybody else likes. There should be no hatred between everybody else. Everybody should just love each other, love another one as God has loved you. So yeah, remember, at the end of the day, we're all made in the image of God. We're all made in the blessing of God, and we're all human beings. We're all blood and flesh. We're all, we all eat food. We all shower. We all go to sleep. We all have, a lot of things. There's many people that wish we had the many things we had. There's many things that people wish they really had that we have. Because there's people that don't have this, there's people that don't know how to do this. And that's why other people are there. Do not judge others. Help them instead. Love them instead. Never hate anybody else for what they have. Never judge your book by its cover. So yeah, do not be afraid to speak up. And if you're going through some tough times, do not be afraid to speak up through those moments. It's really one of those things that well, I know a lot of people struggle with mental health, and I'm gonna talk about it just for a little bit. But mental health is a very important thing, and I just want to say that even though if I don't know you, I still care about you. I care about everybody, and if there's moments where arguments happen with people, where I get into arguments with people, that doesn't mean oh yeah I hate you. No, it still means I love you. We just disagree on some topics, but We should not be friends because of some things that happen. No. Love is love, guys. Love is always going to be love. And if you love that person, continue loving that person. There is nothing that should stop you from loving that person. So do not hate anybody else. Never hate anybody else, because hating is just going to make you more angry and angry and angrier. And always forgive everybody. Forgive everybody. No matter how many times they do wrong, forgive them. Forgive them, because the more that grudge you hold, the more anger you're going to hold, and the more stressful it's going to be, that situation. So yeah, do not do not hate your brothers or sisters. Do not hate your family. Do not hate your loved ones, because those loved ones are the only thing you're going to have in life. So please do not take those things for granted. Please, I ask you guys, and I hope this podcast can make a difference. I hope this message can make a difference to somebody who's going through a tough time. But love everybody else. Love, it doesn't matter. Love everybody. Hatred should not be something that should be normalized, because somebody can be going through it, and you're just hating them, and that could push them to their limits. So it doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't matter what they like. You should never judge a person. You should never judge anybody else. So yeah, but before I end this podcast, this video, may God bless you. May Jesus bless you. May the Holy Ghost bless you. John 3:16. God loves you. And thank you very much for joining me. It's almost half an hour. I don't know if I should make it an hour, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do that. But yeah, guys, thank you. God loves you. God bless your soul. God bless you if you stayed throughout the entire video. And yeah, I just want to say I love you from the bottom of my heart. I love you guys. Enjoy the video, enjoy the podcast, and and I want to thank every single person. I want to thank every single person who joined this video, everybody who were asking questions. And you can still ask me questions. I'm gonna leave that down in the comments. I'm gonna leave that to the teacher just in case they wanna, see the video. But you can still come up to me, and yeah, you could still ask me questions. But before I end the video, God bless you. May Jesus bless you. May the Holy Ghost bless you. And in Jesus' name, amen. And bye, chat. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Okay, how do I end? Sorry, I'm gonna make this a little goofy. How do I end this?